Hello, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel, Ezi Coins News. Today, first up, we have an exciting journey into Australian numismatics, exploring the Australia 10 cents 1968 coin. If you own one with a brown and green shade in fine condition, stay tuned as we uncover its history, design, special features, and its current market value for collectors. Let's dive in. The 1960s were a transformative decade for Australia, especially in the monetary system. In 1966, the country transitioned from the old pound system to the decimal system, making coins like the 10-cent piece an essential part of daily transactions. The 10-cent 1968 coin was among the earliest issues of this denomination and has since become a cherished collectible. Though this coin was meant for circulation, variations in toning and wear, such as the brown and green shades found on some examples, make it a unique collector's item today. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this significant piece of Australian coinage. The reverse of the 10-cent coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, one of Australia's most celebrated coin designers. It features a striking image of a lyre bird, a native Australian bird known for its incredible mimicry skills. The intricate feather details add to the artistic appeal of this coin. The inscription 10 is prominently displayed to indicate the denomination. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. This portrait was used on Australian coinage from 1966 to 1984, and remains one of the most recognized images of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1968. Some of these coins, especially those exposed to environmental conditions like humidity or improper storage, develop unique brown and green toning over time. While some collectors view this as damage, others see it as a natural part of the coin's history and aging process. These toned coins often become conversation pieces in collections. So, how much is this coin worth today? The 1968 Australia 10 cents coin varies in value based on its condition. In fine condition with brown and green shades, it typically sells for $82,000. However, in higher grades such as uncirculated or proof, the price can range $85,000 or more, especially if it has distinct and attractive toning. For collectors and investors in Australian coinage, this is an accessible yet historically significant piece. If you have one in exceptional condition, you could be holding a valuable asset. That wraps up our detailed look at the Australia 10 cents 1968 coin with brown and green shades. It's a fascinating piece of Australian history, and whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Next up, we're diving into one of Australia's most fascinating and valuable coins, the 1966 Australia 20 piece with mysterious grey dots. If you have one of these in extremely fine condition, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Let's find out why. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned from the British pound to the decimal system. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this coin features the famous platypus on the reverse and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. But not all 1966 Australia 20-cent coins are the same. Some rare variations make them extremely valuable, and one of these is the so-called grey dots variety. So what exactly are these grey dots? Well, collectors have identified a specific issue where tiny grey or dark marks appear on certain 1966 Australia 20-6 coins. These dots are believed to be caused by planchet contamination during minting or a reaction with the metal over time. However, the key factor is that these dots are not common across all 1966 coins. Many experts believe these marks add to the uniqueness of the coin, making them more desirable to collectors. If you find one in extremely fine condition or better, its value could skyrocket. Now let's talk money. The value of a 1,966 Australia 20-cent coin with grey dots depends on its condition. Here's a rough breakdown of what you could expect. Fine to very fine condition, $55,000. Extremely fine condition, $58,000 more. Even if slightly dull, it should still have some of its original shine. The unique gray dot markings should be distinct and noticeable. If your coin matches these criteria, you might have something really valuable. Now, if you're ready to cash in on your 1,966 Australia 20 dots coin, where should you sell it? Here are some great options. Websites and Etsy have active coin collectors searching for rare finds. Numismatic auction houses like Noble Numismatics and Downey's Auctions can help you reach serious buyers. Check with local or online coin dealers to see if they're interested in buying your coin. Attending coin events can help you network with collectors who may pay a premium for rare varieties. Always get your coin graded or appraised before selling it. Could make a huge difference in how much you get. So, let's recap what we've learned today. The 1,966 Australia 20-cent coin with grey dots is rare and valuable. Extremely fine condition or better can fetch big dollars. Properly identifying and grading your coin is crucial. Selling through auctions or reputable dealers can get you the best price. Do you have a 1,966 Australia 20-cent grey dots coin? Let me know in the comments. Next up, we're diving into a remarkable piece of Australian numismatic history. The Australia 50 cents 1,977 Jubilee silver coin. If you have one with a light brown shade in very fine condition, stay tuned, because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. This commemorative coin was issued in 1977 to mark the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, celebrating her 25 years on the throne. The Queen ascended to the throne in 1952 following the passing of her father, King George VI. By 1977, she had become a symbol of continuity and stability for the Commonwealth nations, including Australia. As a proud member of the Commonwealth, celebrated this event with grandeur. The Royal Australian Mint honored the occasion with this beautifully designed 50-cent coin, a fitting tribute to the Queen's long reign. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this stunning commemorative coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features a grand, intricate design of the Queen's personal emblem, a stylized version of St. Edward's crown surrounded by wattle, Australia's national floral emblem. The inscription reads, Queen Elizabeth II Silver Jubilee 1977. This design captures both royal elegance and Australia's national identity. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This portrait was widely used in Commonwealth coinage from the 1960s to the 1980s. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and 50 cents. Some of these coins, especially those that have been in circulation for decades, develop a light brown patina or toning over time. This is due to natural oxidation or exposure to environmental factors. While this does slightly impact the coin's aesthetic appeal, it does not necessarily reduce its numismatic value, especially for collectors who appreciate the coin's aged character. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1,977 Australia 50-cent Silver Jubilee coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with light brown toning, it typically sells for $132,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere $138,000, with some special collector's pieces fetching even more. For those looking to invest in Australian commemorative coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. And if you have a version in near-perfect condition, you might be sitting on a much more valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1977 Jubilee silver coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even with a light brown shade, it still holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Do you have one in your collection? Next up, we're diving into an intriguing piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1979 coin. Known for its unique brown shade and black spots in very fine condition. If you own one or are curious about its history, design features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today, stick around. Let's get started. To understand the significance of this coin, we need to take a trip back to 1979. This was a time of economic shifts, technological advancements, and cultural changes in Australia. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing the 50-cent coin, which had become a staple of Australian currency since the dodecagonal shape was introduced in 1969, annually cited. By 1979, the 50-cent coin had solidified its place in everyday transactions, featuring a design that remained consistent over the years. However, environmental factors, circulation, and metal composition often led to interesting changes in color and wear over time, including brownish tones and black spotting. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this unique 50-cent coin. The reverse side of the 1979 Australian 50-cent coin features the iconic Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. This design showcases a kangaroo and an emu holding a shield, which contains the symbols of the 6 Australian states. The intricate detailing of the coat of arms represents unity and national pride. The word Australia is inscribed above, with the denomination 50 placed boldly below. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This was the standard portrait of the Queen used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II Australia and the year 1979. One of the most fascinating aspects of some 1979 Australia 50-cent coins is the development of brown shades and black spotting. These are primarily due to oxidation and exposure to environmental elements over the years. While not intentional, these color changes make certain coins unique and collectible. Some collectors even seek out these variations for their distinctive appearance. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1979 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition and any unique traits. In very fine condition with visible brown shade and black spots, it generally sells for $90,000. However, if you have one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, prices can reach anywhere $93,000. Proof for high-grade specimens in protective holders may even fetch higher prices from serious collectors. For those passionate about Australian decimal coinage, the 1979 Australia 50-cent coin remains a must-have. While common in circulation, its various forms of toning and wear make it an exciting coin for collectors to study and acquire. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1979 coin with brown shade and black spot. Whether you're a collector, investor, or simply someone who enjoys coin history, this piece has a story to tell. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're exploring a fascinating piece of Australia numismatic history, the Australia 20 cents 1968 coin with a reverse side green patina in very fine condition. If you own one of these, stay tuned as we delve into its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The year 1968 was an important time for Australian coinage. Just a few years earlier, in 1966, Australia had transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. The 20-cent coin became one of the standard denominations, replacing the old florin. The 1968 issue was part of the early years of decimal currency, making it significant in the country's monetary history. This coin was produced at the Royal Australian Mint, and it remains a favorite among collectors due to its historical context and unique characteristics. The reverse side of the 1968 Australia 20-cent coin features a beautiful and instantly recognizable design of a platypus swimming through water. Created by the talented sculptor Stuart Devlin, this artwork symbolizes Australia's unique wildlife and the importance of its aquatic ecosystem. The flowing lines surrounding the platypus add a dynamic and lifelike movement to the design. On the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Australian coinage from 1966 until the late 1980s, and is an iconic representation of the Queen during that era. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1968. Some of these coins develop a green patina over time, usually due to oxidation or exposure to moisture. This patina can give the coin an aged look, which some collectors find appealing, while others may prefer cleaner surfaces. In very fine condition, even with the patina, the coin retains much of its original detail and luster. Now, let's talk about the market value of this coin today. The price depends on its condition and unique characteristics. In very fine condition with a green patina, it typically sells for $88,000. However, in uncirculated or proof condition, it can reach anywhere $90,000, with some rare mint state examples fetching even higher prices. For collectors looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, the 1968 Australia 20-cent coin is a great addition. If you find one in exceptional condition, it could be a valuable asset in the years to come. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 1968 coin with a reverse side green patina. It's a fascinating piece of history, and even with patina, it holds significant numismatic and collector value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 10 cents 1983 coin. If you have one with black dots and in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, let's first look at its historical background. The 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. By 1983, the coin had become a staple in everyday transactions. This period was significant for Australia's economy, with inflation and currency adjustments influencing coin production. The 1983 Australia 10-cent coin was struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. While the design remained consistent, variations such as black dots, toning issues, and die errors make some of these coins unique among collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this fascinating coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features a superbly detailed lyrebird. This bird is a symbol of Australia's rich wildlife and is known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. The intricate feathers and natural pose make this design one of the most admired in Australian coinage. Beneath the lyrebird, the denomination 10 is clearly visible. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was widely used in Australian coinage from 1966 until 1984, making it an important design in numismatic history. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1983. One of the unique characteristics of some 198310-cent coins is the presence of black dots. These dots are usually caused by oxidation, exposure to moisture, or impurities in the metal composition. While these imperfections affect the visual appeal, they do not necessarily diminish the coin's historical and numismatic value. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1983 Australia 10-cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with black dots, it typically sells for around $63,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range from $66,000, with rare error pieces commanding even higher prices. For collectors and investors, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. If you have one in pristine condition, it might be worth holding on to. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 1983 coin with black dots. It's a piece of numismatic history that remains an intriguing find for collectors. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Next up, we're diving into an iconic Australian coin, the Australia 50 cents 1976 coin. If you have one with yellow spots in very fine condition, stick around because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand the significance of this coin, let's step back into 1976. This was a time of economic shifts, cultural changes, and the evolution of Australian currency. The Australian 50-cent coin had already undergone a major transformation in 1969 when the Royal Australian Mint introduced the dodecagonal shape, replacing the round silver 50-cent coin of 1966. By 1976, this new design was well established in circulation. The 50-cent coin continued to be an important part of Australia's decimal currency system, and the 1976 issue is a prime example of how Australian coinage maintained its identity while adapting to new trends. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this fascinating 50-cent coin. The reverse side of 1976 Australia 50-cent coin features the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. This iconic emblem consists of a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that represents Australia's 6 states. The shield includes the Cross of St. George, as well as symbols for New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania. Surrounding the coat of arms is a decorative wreath, adding an elegant touch to the overall design. Now flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and remains one of the most recognizable images of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1976. Some of these coins, especially those that have been in circulation or stored improperly, develop yellowish spots over time. These spots are typically caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or the presence of certain metals in the alloy reacting with moisture. While this does affect the overall grade of the coin, it does not necessarily diminish its historical or numismatic value. Collectors still seek well-preserved examples, even with minor imperfections. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition and rarity. In very fine condition, with some signs of wear and yellow spots, it typically sells for $86,000. However, if you have one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the price can range anywhere at $88,000, with some high-grade pieces fetching even more at auctions. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this 50 piece remains an accessible and valuable option, and if you happen to find one in pristine condition, you could be looking at a much higher return on investment. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Caribbean numismatic history, the Jamaica $1 coin from 1993. If you own this coin, especially one with gray dots in very fine condition, you'll want to stick around as we explore its rich history, unique design, standout features, and of course, its collector market value today. Let's get started. The Jamaica $1 coin from 1993 was minted during an important era in Jamaica's economic and political history. The early 1990s saw Jamaica undergoing economic adjustments while maintaining its vibrant culture and strong national identity. Coins like this played a crucial role in everyday commerce, allowing citizens to carry a tangible piece of their country's legacy. Jamaica transitioned from using British currency to its own in 1969, and since then its coins have showcased national symbols that reflect the island's heritage. The 1993 $1 coin is part of this proud tradition, symbolizing both economic resilience and cultural pride. Now, let's take a detailed look at the design of this unique coin. On the obverse side, we see a striking portrait of Sir Alexander Bustamante, Jamaica's first prime minister and one of the country's most influential leaders. His role in leading Jamaica to independence and shaping its early government makes him an iconic figure. The inscription around the portrait reads, Sir Alexander Bustamante, along with the year 1993. His presence on the coin is a tribute to his contributions to the nation. Flipping the coin over, we see the Jamaican coat of arms, which features a shield with a red cross and 5 pineapples, representing the island's agricultural wealth. Supporting the shield are a Taino man and woman, acknowledging the indigenous people of Jamaica. Above the shield, there is a royal helmet and mantling, symbolizing the nation's ties to the British Commonwealth. The inscription reads, Jamaica at the top and $1 at the bottom. The design captures the essence of Jamaica's rich heritage and deep-rooted history. One of the common issues found in circulated 1993 Jamaica $1 coins is the presence of gray dots. These spots are usually caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or impurities in the metal composition. While they don't significantly affect the coin's structural integrity, they do impact its aesthetic appeal. Coins in very fine condition may show minor wear and some discoloration, but they remain collectible due to their historical and numismatic value. So, what is this coin worth today? The value of the 1993 Jamaica $1 coin depends on its condition and demand among collectors. In very fine condition with gray dots, it typically sells for $65,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, its value can range anywhere $67,000 or more. Coins that have been well preserved and graded by professional services tend to fetch higher prices, especially if they show minimal wear and retain their original luster. Collectors often seek these coins due to their historical significance and the legacy of Sir Alexander Bustamante. Next up, we have an exciting topic, the Australia 10 cents 1996 coin. If you have one with a brown patina in fine condition, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's jump right in. Before we discuss this coin in detail, let's step back and understand the era it comes from. The year 1996 was a significant period in Australia's history, with economic shifts and cultural developments. It was also a time when coin collecting was becoming more popular among enthusiasts and investors. The Australian 10-cent coin has been an essential part of the country's currency system since its introduction in 1966. The 1996 version, although a standard circulation coin, has gained interest due to its unique patina and condition variations. The Australian decimal currency system was introduced in 1966, replacing the pre-decimal pounds, shillings, and pence. The 10-cent coin was one of the first decimal coins issued and has remained in circulation ever. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this classic Australian coin. The reverse side of the 10-cent coin features an intricate and elegant design of a lyre bird, one of Australia's most iconic native birds. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, a highly respected coin designer known for his work on Australian currency. The lyre bird is shown with its tail feathers fanned out, showcasing its natural beauty and symbolic representation of Australia's rich wildlife. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Macluf. This effigy of the Queen was used on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998. The inscriptions around the portrait include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1996. The 10-cent denomination is clearly visible on the reverse, confirming its face value. One of the most intriguing aspects of this coin is the brown patina that has developed on certain examples. This patina is often caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or improper storage. While some collectors prefer coins in pristine condition, others value these patinas as signs of natural aging, adding character to the coin. In fine condition, the details remain visible despite the discoloration. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 199610 coin depends on its condition and collector demand. In fine condition with a brown patina, it typically sells for around $48,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or mint condition, the price can go up to $50,000 or more. Proof versions or error coins from the same year can fetch even higher prices. For those looking to collect or invest in Australian decimal coins, this 10-cent piece remains an affordable yet historically significant find. Even with a brown patina, it can still attract interest from collectors who appreciate unique aging effects on coin. Next up, we're exploring a fascinating piece from Australia's numismatic history, the 1996 Australia 50 cents coin, specifically one with brown spots on the obverse side and in very fine condition. We'll dive into its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its current market value in dollars. So, let's get started. The year 1996 marked a significant period in Australia's history. It was a time of economic shifts and political changes, with John Howard becoming Prime Minister. Within the numismatic world, the Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality decimal coins, including this 50-cent piece. Australia's 50-cent coin has undergone several design changes since the introduction of decimal currency in 1966. The original round silver version was replaced in 1969 by the current dodecagonal 12-diagonal alloy. The 1996 edition continued this standard, featuring the well-recognized obverse design of Queen Elizabeth II. Let's take a closer look at the obverse side of this coin. The design features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Macluf. This portrait was first introduced in 1985 and remained on Australian coins until 1998. The Queen is depicted wearing the royal diadem, facing right with her name and the country's name, Elizabeth II, and Australia, inscribed along the outer rim. The year 1996 is placed below. Now, moving to the reverse side, we see the iconic Australian coat of arms, a long-standing symbol of national identity. It features the kangaroo and emu, native animals representing progress and forward movement. The shield in the center includes symbols of the 6 Australian states, emphasizing national unity. The words 50 cents are inscribed below. One unique feature collectors often encounter with the 1996 Australia 50-cent coin is the presence of brown spots, particularly on the obverse side. These spots are typically caused by oxidation or contamination from improper handling and storage. While this can slightly impact the coin's aesthetic appeal, it does not necessarily devalue it completely, especially for those collecting circulated or unique condition coin. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 199650 cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with brown spots, the coin usually sells for around $60,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $64,000, depending on collector demand. For serious collectors, pristine examples graded by professional services can fetch even higher prices, particularly if they are free from spotting and surface wear. If you have a well-preserved version, it could be a great addition to your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1996 coin. Whether you're a casual collector or a numismatic enthusiast, this coin remains a great piece of Australia's currency history. Next up, we have a fascinating coin to discuss, the Australia 20 cents 1973 coin. If you have one with black spots and in very fine condition, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we first need to look at the context of its release. The early 1970s were a period of economic transition for Australia. The country had officially adopted decimal currency in 1966, moving away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. By 1973, the Australian economy was thriving, and coins like the 20-cent piece played a crucial role in everyday transactions. The 20-cent coin had been introduced in 1966, replacing the 2-shilling coin. It quickly became one of the most commonly used denominations, and the 1973 edition continues to hold significance for collectors today. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic Australian coin. The reverse side of the 1973 Australia 20-cent coin features the famous depiction of a platypus, one of Australia's most unique animals. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, a highly respected Australian artist and engraver. The platypus is shown swimming, with detailed ripples in the water surrounding it. This beautifully crafted design makes the 20-cent coin one of the most recognizable coins in Australian currency. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 until the late 1980. It captures the youthful profile of the Queen, wearing a laurel wreath, a traditional symbol of victory and honor. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1973. One common issue with older coins like the 1973 Australia 20-cent piece is the appearance of black spots. These marks are usually caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or improper storage. While these spots do affect the overall grade of the coin, pieces in very fine condition are still sought after by collectors for their historical significance. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1973 Australia 20-cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with some wear and black spots, it typically sells for around $84,000. However, if you have one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the price can range anywhere from $88,000, with some highly graded coins fetching even more in specialized auctions. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. And if you have a version in pristine condition, you might be sitting on a much more valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 1973 coin. Even with black spots, it still holds great numismatic and historical value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the 1997 Australia $1 coin, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the birth of aviation pioneer Charles Kingsford Smith. If you have one with a green layer and black dots in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To appreciate this coin, we need to understand the man it honors, Sir Charles Kingsford Smith. Born in 1897, he was one of Australia's most celebrated aviators, known for his record-breaking flights and contributions to aviation history. His most famous achievement was in 1928, when he and his crew made the first trans-Pacific flight from the United States to Australia in the Fokker tri-motor aircraft, the Southern Cross. This remarkable feat cemented his legacy as one of the world's greatest pilots. Now, let's examine the design of this unique commemorative coin. The reverse side, designed by Vladimir Gottwald, features a striking portrait of Charles Kingsford Smith alongside an illustration of the iconic Southern Cross aircraft in flight. This imagery pays tribute to his groundbreaking contributions to aviation. The inscriptions include 100th anniversary of the birth of Charles Kingsford Smith and the year 1997. The background has fine detailing, symbolizing the vast skies he conquered. Flipping the coin to its obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklouf. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and $1. This standard design is consistent with many Australian dollar coins issued during this period. Some of these coins, particularly those that have been in circulation or exposed to certain environmental conditions, develop a greenish oxidation layer and black spots. These imperfections are common due to the coin's composition and exposure to humidity. While they may slightly impact the coin's aesthetic appeal, they do not diminish its historical significance. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1997 Australia $1 Charles Kingsford Smith coin varies depending on condition. In very fine condition, with minor imperfections like green oxidation or black spots, it typically sells for $65,000. However, coins in uncirculated or proof condition can fetch anywhere $67,000, especially if they come in original packaging or are certified by a grading service. For collectors and investors, this is an excellent coin to add to a numismatic collection due to its historical importance and limited mintage. If you have a pristine version, it could be worth much more in the future. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia $1 1997 anniversary Charles Kingsford Smith coin. It's a beautiful tribute to one of aviation's greatest pioneers, and even with imperfections like green layers or black spots, it remains a valuable piece of history. Next up, we have a fascinating topic: the Australia 10 cents 1988 coin with a unique golden shade. This coin is a remarkable piece with an intriguing history, distinct design, notable features, and an ever-growing collector's market. Stick around as we uncover everything about this coin, including its potential value in today's market. Let's get started. 1988 was a significant year for Australia. It marked the bicentenary of European settlement. During this time, the Royal Australian Mint produced a variety of coins, including the standard 10-cent piece. However, some of these coins have developed a golden shade over time, making them an interesting numismatic anomaly. The 10-cent coin, first introduced in 1966, has been a staple of Australian currency. The 1988 version follows the same design, but due to certain minting or environmental factors, some of these coins exhibit a golden hue, making them stand out among standard silver-colored cupro-nickel coins. Let's break down the design of this unique coin. On the reverse side, we have the iconic lyrebird, a design created by Stuart Devlin. The lyrebird, known for its ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds, symbolizes the rich wildlife of Australia. This elegant depiction with its long, intricate tail feathers makes the coin instantly recognizable. Flipping to the obverse, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maklouf. This portrait was used on Australian coinage from 1985 to 1998. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, ASRAAL. Now let's talk about what makes this particular coin unique: the golden shade. While the 10-cent coin is usually composed of cupro-nickel, some pieces exhibit a gold-like tone. This can be attributed to environmental exposure, oxidation, or a possible minting anomaly. Although not an official variation, these coins are highly sought after by collectors due to their unusual appearance. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 198810 golden shaded coin varies based on its condition and rarity. In fine condition, it typically sells for $66,000. However, in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, prices can range $68,000. If you have one that has been graded and authenticated by a professional service, it could fetch even more in the collector's market. For those looking to add a distinctive piece to their collection, this golden-hued 10-cent coin is an exciting find. While it may not be an official mint error, its unusual tone makes it a great conversation starter in any numismatic collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 1988 coin with a golden shade. It's a unique and fascinating piece that holds historical and collectible value. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin, specifically those with a unique golden layer. Could this be a rare error, or is it a natural occurrence? Most importantly, how much is it worth in today's collector's market? Stick around as we reveal all the details. Before we get into the potential value, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1981 Australian 20-cent piece features a design by Stuart Devlin, with the famous platypus on the reverse and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. This coin was minted in 3 different locations. Many collectors seek this coin because of its unique minting variations, but what's catching attention lately is the golden layer on some 1981 Australian 20-cent coins. So, what's going on? Some collectors have reported finding 1981 Australia 20-cent coins with a golden layer. If you've come across one, you might be wondering, is this a rare error coin or just a result of environmental factors? Here are a few possible explanations. If a coin is struck on the wrong metal planchet, it could explain the color difference. This is extremely rare but highly valuable. Over time, coins exposed to different chemicals, heat, or oxidation can develop a golden hue. While visually interesting, this does usually increase the coin's value. Some coins are gold-plated by collectors or businesses, but this is not a mint error and does add much value unless proven to be from the mint itself. Now, let's talk about value. A very fine condition 1981 Australian 20-cent coin without errors is worth about face value to a few dollars, depending on demand. Here's what you should do if you think your coin is valuable. A normal 1981 Australia 20-cent coin weighs 11.31 grams and is made of cupronickel. Third-party grading services can confirm authenticity and boost its market value. The collector market for Australian coins is strong, especially for rare errors. While most 1981 Australia 20-cent coins are only worth error coins, and special variations have sold for $72,000 or more. If you're looking to sell your coin, try these platforms, great for reaching collectors worldwide. They can give you an expert evaluation, directly connect with serious buyers. So, is your golden layer 1981 Australian 20-cent coin worth big money? If it's an authentic mint error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But if it's just natural toning, it's still a cool collector's item. Either way, check your change, because hidden treasures could be waiting. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1996 coin, known for its brown and green spots in very fine condition. If you have one of these coins in your collection, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To fully appreciate this coin, we need to take a step back in time to 1996. This year was significant for Australia in many ways. Politically, economically, and culturally, Australia was evolving and its coinage continued to reflect its national identity. The 50-cent coin, first introduced in its current dodecagon shape in 1969, remained an important part of Australian currency. The 1996 Australia 50-cent coin carried forward this legacy, serving as a standard circulation piece while also capturing the attention of collectors over time due to unique characteristics found in some specimens, such as brown and green spot. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this intriguing coin. The reverse side features the Australian coat of arms, a design first introduced in 1966 by Stuart Devlin. This intricate emblem showcases a kangaroo and an emu holding a shield that represents Australia's 6 states. Above the shield, we see the Commonwealth Star, a 7-pointed star symbolizing the unity of the states and territory. This design is an enduring part of Australian currency and remains instantly recognizable. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait was introduced in 1985 and remained in use until 1998. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and 1996, marking the year of minting. One of the most interesting characteristics of some 1996 Australia 50-cent coins is the appearance of brown and green spots. These discolorations are typically caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or impurities in the metal composition. While such spots can affect the overall grade of the coin, many collectors find them intriguing as they add uniqueness to individual specimens. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1996 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with some wear and brown or green spots, it typically sells for $62,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $65,000, with some special collector's pieces fetching even higher prices. For those looking to invest in Australian commemorative and standard issue coins, this is still an affordable yet historically significant piece, and if you have a version in near-perfect condition, it could be worth much more. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1996 coin. Despite the brown and green spots, this coin holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Next up, we are taking a deep dive into an intriguing piece of Australian numismatic history, the 1980 Australia 50 cents coin. This coin, with its unique green and black spots, has fascinated collectors for years. In this video, we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its current market value. Stay tuned till the end to find out why this coin might be more valuable than you think. The Australian 50 cents coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia adopted the decimal currency system. Initially, these coins were made of 80% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the composition was changed in 1969 to a cupronickel alloy. The 1980 Australia 50 cents coin is part of this series and remains an important collectible due to its historical significance. By 1980, Australia's economy was growing, and coins played a vital role in everyday transactions. The 50 cents piece was already established as the largest denomination in the decimal coin series, making it a key part of commerce. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1980 Australia 50 cents coin. The obverse, or front side, features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. The inscription Elizabeth II appears along the top, with Australia 1980 below. Flipping over to the reverse side, we see the iconic Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. It features a kangaroo and an emu, two of Australia's most well-known animals, supporting a shield that displays 6 sections representing each Australian state. This powerful national symbol reflects Australia's unity and heritage. Now, what makes this particular 198,050 cents coin unique? Some specimens, like the one we're discussing today, exhibit green and black spots. These marks are often caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or chemical reactions. While some collectors see this as a flaw, others find beauty in these natural toning patterns, making such coins one of a kind. If you come across a 1,980 Australia 50 cents coin with these unusual spots, it's essential to have it evaluated by a professional numismatist to determine its impact on value. Some collectors may pay a premium for unique toning, while others prefer pristine examples. For coin collectors, condition is everything. In very fine condition, the 1,980 Australia 50 cents coin will show moderate wear on the high points, but key design elements remain clear. The details on the Queen's hair and the coat of arms may be slightly worn, but still visible. If your coin is in an even higher grade, such as extremely fine or uncirculated MS, it could fetch a significantly higher price in the collector's market. Now, let's talk about the part everyone is waiting for, the collector's market, and the current value of the 1,980 Australia 50 cents coin. While this coin was produced in large numbers, demand remains strong among Australian coin collectors and international numismatists. In very fine condition, a standard 1,980 Australia 50 cents coin typically sells for $85,000. However, if your coin has a rare mint error, special toning, or is in high-grade condition, it could be worth significantly more. Certified MS65 Plus examples can reach $88,000 or more at auctions. So, there you have it, the complete breakdown of the 1,980 Australia 50 cents coin. From its historical background to its design, unique green and black spots, grading conditions, and collector market value, this coin is a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history. Next up, we're exploring a fascinating piece of Australian currency, the Australia 20 cents 1,966 coin. If you have one with a brown and golden shade in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll dive into its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The year 1966 was a historic moment for Australia, as it marked the official transition to decimal currency. Before this, Australia used the Brit-inspired pounds, shillings, and pence system. On February 14, 1966, the country introduced a new decimal system, bringing in dollars and cents. Among the first coins issued under this new system was the 20-cent piece. This coin quickly became a staple in Australian pockets and remains an important part of the nation's numismatic history. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. The reverse of the 1966 Australia 20-cent coin features one of Australia's most beloved native animals, the platypus. Designed by Stuart Devlin, the image showcases a gracefully swimming platypus surrounded by fluid lines representing water currents. The detailed engraving brings this unique creature to life. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This was the first effigy of the Queen used on Australian decimal coins and remained in circulation until 1984. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, AD 6, some 1966 Australia 20-cent coins have developed a distinctive brown or golden shade over time. This natural toning can be caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or the way the coin was stored. While some collectors prefer untarnished pieces, others value these unique hues as part of the coin's aging process. In very fine condition, the coin should still retain much of its original detail, despite this color shift. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1966 Australia 20-cent coin varies based on its condition and demand in the collector's market. In very fine condition with brown or golden toning, it typically sells for $92,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can rise to $94,000 or even higher, especially if it has exceptional toning or a rare minting variation. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, the 1966 Australia 20-cent piece is a great starting point. Its historical significance and design make it highly desirable among collectors. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 1966 coin. Whether you own one with a beautiful brown or golden patina or a bright original strike, this piece of Australian numismatic history holds great value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 10 cents 1968 coin. If you have one with black and green spots and in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, let's first look at its historical background. The 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. By 1968, the Royal Australian Mint was refining its minting processes, ensuring consistent quality in coin production. This was also a time of economic growth and modernization in Australia. The 1968 Australia 10-cent coin was struck at the Royal Australia Mint in Canberra. While the design remained consistent with earlier issues, certain variations such as black and green spots, toning issues, and die errors make some of these coins unique among collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this fascinating coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features a superbly detailed lyrebird. This bird is a symbol of Australia's rich wildlife and is known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. The intricate feathers and natural pose make this design one of the most admired in Australian coinage. Beneath the lyrebird, the denomination 10 is clearly visible. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This portrait was widely used in Australian coinage from 1966 until 1984, making it an important design in numismatic history. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1968. One of the unique characteristics of some 1968 Australian 10-cent coins is the presence of black and green spots. These spots are usually caused by oxidation, exposure to moisture, or impurities in the metal composition. While these imperfections affect the visual appeal, they do not necessarily diminish the coin's historical and numismatic value. In some cases, unusual toning or spotting can even make a coin more desirable to certain collectors. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1968 Australia 10-cent coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with black and green spots, it typically sells for around $94,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range from $96,000, with rare error pieces commanding even higher prices. For collectors and investors, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. If you have one in pristine condition, it might be worth holding on to. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 1968 coin with black and green spots. It's a piece of numismatic history that remains an intriguing find for collectors. Next up, we're taking a closer look at a fascinating and unique piece, the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin, particularly those that have developed black and brown layers over time. We'll explore its history, design, features, and its value in today's collector market. If you have one in fine condition, you might be curious about its worth. Let's dive in. The year 1984 was significant in Australia, with ongoing economic growth and a steady demand for circulating currency. The Royal Australian Mint issued the 50-cent coin, a part of the decimal currency system introduced in 1966. Unlike its predecessor, the round 50-cent coin from 1966, The 1984 edition retained the dodecagonal shape that had become a staple since 1969. The 50-cent coin remains one of the most recognizable and frequently used denominations in Australian currency, playing a vital role in commerce and collecting. Now let's analyze the design of the 1984 Australian 50-cent coin. The reverse of the coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, one of Australia's most renowned coin designers. It features the Commonwealth coat of arms, which includes a shield displaying symbols of Australia's 6 states. Supporting the shield are a kangaroo and an emu, 2 of Australia's most iconic native animals. Above the coat of arms is the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, symbolizing the unity of the states and territories. The word Austria is inscribed at the bottom. Now, on the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. This portrait had been in use on Australian coinage since 1966 and continued until the late 1980s. The inscriptions around the portrait include Elizabeth II.984. Some of these coins, especially those exposed to specific environmental conditions, develop black and brown layers over time. This occurs due to oxidation, toning, or exposure to moisture and air pollutants. While this does not change the coin's metal composition, it can affect its aesthetic appeal and numismatic value. However, some collectors appreciate toned or naturally aged coins as unique pieces with individual character. So how much is this coin worth in today's market? The value of an Australian 50-cent 1984 coin depends on factors such as condition, rarity, and whether it has any special characteristics like toning. In fine condition with some wear and black or brown layers, this coin typically sells for $70,000. However, if you have a high-grade or uncirculated version, it can be worth anywhere $73,000. Proof versions which were minted in limited numbers can fetch significantly higher prices, sometimes exceeding $75,000. For serious collectors, having a well-preserved version in a protective case can increase its market appeal and potential resale value. If you happen to own a unique variant, such as a mint error or a particularly attractive patina, the value could be even higher. That concludes our exploration of the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin, especially those that have developed black and brown layers over time. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, this coin is a fascinating piece to add to your collection. Next up, we have a special episode about a significant Australian coin, the 2005 Australia $1 60th anniversary of the end of World War II coin. If you own this coin, especially in very fine condition with black dots, you might be holding something valuable. Join me as we dive deep into its history, design, features, and collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand the significance of this coin, we must look back at 1945, the year World War II officially ended. After years of war, suffering, and sacrifice, the world saw a new dawn of peace. Australia, a key ally in the war, played a crucial role in the Pacific theater and endured great hardships. The year 2005 marked the 60th anniversary of this momentous event, and the Royal Australian Mint honored the occasion with this beautiful $1 coin. The release of this coin was not just a numismatic event, but also a national tribute to the veterans and those who contributed to the war effort. It serves as a symbol of peace, resilience, and remembrance. Let's now take a closer look at the stunning design of this coin. As with all Australian decimal currency, the obverse side of this coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, was introduced in 1999 and is known for its realistic and detailed representation of the Queen. The inscriptions around it include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2005. Now, the reverse side is where the true essence of this coin lies. The design features a symbolic image representing peace and victory, accompanied by the words 60th anniversary, end of World War II. This design was specially created to honor the contributions and sacrifices made by Australians during the war. The intricate detailing and craftsmanship make this coin stand out among other commemorative issues. One unique feature collectors have noticed with this coin is the appearance of black dots on some specimens. These black dots, also known as toning or oxidation spots, occur due to metal reactions with air and moisture. Over time, coins exposed to improper storage conditions or humid environments may develop these marks. While these spots do not necessarily decrease the coin's numismatic value drastically, they do impact its overall eye appeal. Collectors generally prefer coins in the highest grade possible, but some also seek coins with unique imperfections that make them distinct. Now let's talk about the market value of the 2005 Australia $1 coin. As with any collectible, the value depends on factors like condition, rarity, and demand. Here's a breakdown of what you can expect in today's market. Very fine condition with slight wear and black spots. Estimated value ranges from $38,000. If you own this coin and want to keep it in top condition, here are some essential tips for preservation. Store coins in a dry, cool place to prevent oxidation, to minimize exposure to air and moisture. Avoid touching the surface with bare hands. Use gloves when handling high-grade coins. Consider professional grading if you believe your coin is in near-perfect condition. By following these steps, you can ensure your coin remains in the best condition possible for years to come. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2005 Australia $1 60th anniversary of the end of World War II coin. This piece is not just a part of Australia's numismatic history, it's a tribute to the resilience and sacrifices of those who fought for peace. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin is a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, have an exciting deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 2000 coin, a fascinating piece with a silver shine on the obverse side and gray spots on the reverse side in very fine condition. We will cover its history, design, key features, and its current collector market value in dollars. So, if you have one of these coins, stay tuned because this might just be a hidden treasure in your collection. Before we analyze the details of this coin, let's take a moment to explore its historical background. The Australian 10-cent coin has been a part of the country's decimal currency system since 1966, replacing the old shilling. Over the years, its design has remained consistent, with some minting variations and special characteristics appearing in different years. The year 2000 was significant for Australia. It marked the Sydney Olympics, a global event that put the nation in the spotlight. It was also a year when the Royal Australian Mint continued producing standard circulating coins, including this 10-cent piece, which has become interesting to collectors due to certain features. Let's start with the obverse side of the coin. Designed by Ian Rank Broadley, this side features a detailed portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was introduced in 1998 and used on Australian coins for over 2 decades. This effigy showcases a more realistic and mature depiction of the Queen, with the inscriptions Elizabeth II, Australia, and 2000 surrounding it. The most intriguing aspect of this particular coin is its silver shine, which makes it stand out among circulated coins of its kind. Now, flipping over to the reverse side, we find the iconic lyrebird design, which has been a feature of the 10-cent coin since its inception in 1966. Designed by Stuart Devlin, the lyrebird is known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. However, collectors have noticed that some of these coins exhibit gray spots on the reverse side, a phenomenon often caused by oxidation or environmental exposure. The gray spotting on these coins is a result of natural aging or improper storage. While it does affect the overall condition, it does not necessarily diminish the collector value, especially if the coin retains its fine details and luster. Very fine condition means there is minimal wear, with most design elements still sharp and visible. Now, the big question, what is this coin worth in today's collector market? In very fine condition with silver shine on the obverse and gray spots on the reverse, this coin can typically fetch between $40,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated condition with full luster, the value can go up to $44,000 or more. Certified high-grade specimens with no signs of wear have been known to sell for $46,000 or higher among serious collectors. Factors such as demand, rarity, and condition all play a role in determining the value. If you own one, it's a great idea to store it properly in a coin holder to maintain its condition and prevent further oxidation. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 2000 coin, a fascinating piece with unique characteristics. Whether you own one with silver shine on the obverse or gray spots on the reverse, it remains a collectible coin worth keeping an eye on. Next up, we have a fascinating topic for you: the Australia 50 cents 1976 coin, particularly those with a brown patina in very fine condition. We'll explore its rich history, unique design, special features, and most importantly, its value in today's collector market. If you own one or are looking to invest, this is the video for you. Let's dive in. To appreciate this coin fully, let's set the stage with some historical context. The year 1976 was a significant period in Australia. The country was adjusting to economic shifts, and inflation was on the rise. The Australian decimal currency system had been in place for just over a decade, having been introduced in 1966 to replace the British-style pounds, shillings, and pence. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing decimal coins, including the 50-cent coin, which had become one of the most recognizable denominations in circulation. The first 50-cent coins, introduced in 1966, were made of 80% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the composition was changed in 1969 to a cupra-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change made the coin more durable for circulation and kept production cost manageable. By 1976, the 50-cent coin was already a well-established part of Australian currency, used widely for everyday transactions. Now, let's take a closer look at the design and key features of this remarkable coin. The obverse side of the 197650 cent coin features a stunning portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and is distinguished by the Queen's youthful appearance wearing a tiara. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, "Elizabeth II" and "Australia 1976. This design reflects Australia's continued ties to the British monarchy, which remains an important aspect of the country's political and historical identity. One of the unique characteristics of some of these coins is the brown patina that develops over time. This natural toning occurs due to oxidation, primarily because of the high copper content in the alloy. Depending on storage conditions and exposure to elements like moisture and air, coins can develop various degrees of patina, giving them a distinctive aged appearance. Flipping to the reverse side, we see Australia's official coat of arms. This design, created by Stuart Devlin, has been a defining feature of Australian 50-cent coins since 1969. It features the kangaroo and emu, two iconic native animals that symbolize progress and the nation's unique wildlife. The shield in the center represents the 6 states of Australia, highlighting the country's federal structure. Surrounding the coat of arms, the denomination 50 is prominently displayed. Now let's talk about the value of the 197650 cent coin today. If you own one in very fine condition with a brown patina, you may be wondering what it's worth in the collector's market. While circulated versions of this coin are quite common, those with attractive patina and minimal wear can command a higher price among numismatists. In very fine condition, this coin typically sells for around $92,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the value can increase significantly, ranging from $96,000. Special collector's editions, mint sets, or those with unique toning patterns can fetch even higher prices, particularly if they have been professionally graded by companies. For serious collectors, graded coins with pristine surfaces and well-preserved details are highly desirable. If you have a 197650 coin in exceptional condition, it might be worth submitting for grading to enhance its market appeal and ensure its long-term value. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 56 1976 coin, particularly those with brown patina in very fine condition. It's a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, combining durability, artistry, and collectability. Next up, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 20 cents 1966 coin. If you have one with black dots and in very fine condition, stick around, because we'll explore its history, design, unique features, and its current collector's market value in dollars. Let's get started. Australia officially switched from the pre-decimal currency system to the decimal system on February 14, 1966. This was a historic moment, as shillings, pence, and pounds were replaced with dollars and cents. The 20-cent coin was part of the first wave of decimal currency introduced in Australia, making the 1966 issue highly significant for collectors. The 20-cent coin was an essential denomination bridging the gap between the 10-cent and 50-cent coins. It was widely used in commerce and remains one of Australia's most recognizable coins today. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, a renowned Australian artist and coin designer. It features a striking image of a platypus swimming through the water. The platypus, a unique and native Australian animal, was chosen to represent the country's rich wildlife. The flowing water adds movement and character to the design, making it one of the most artistically appealing coins in Australia. On the obverse side, we have the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machen. This design was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984, and features the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1966. Some 1966. Australia 20-cent coins develop black spots or dots over time. These discolorations are often caused by oxidation, exposure to moisture, or contaminants from circulation. While these marks may lower the coin's overall grade, they do not take away from its historical significance. In very fine condition, coins with minor imperfections still hold great value in the numismatic world. Now, let's talk about the current market value. The 1966 Australia 20-cent coin, in very fine condition, even with minor black spots, typically sells for around $96,000. If you have one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value can increase significantly, sometimes reaching $98,000 or more. For collectors, finding a 1966 Australia 20-cent coin in top condition is a great investment. Given its historical importance as Australia's first decimal 20-cent coin, it remains a sought-after piece. If you happen to own a rare variant, such as a double-struck or off-center error, your coin could be worth hundreds of dollars. That wraps up our detailed look at the Australia 20 cents 1966 coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even if it has black dots, it still holds great numismatic value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating and unique piece of Australian numismatic history, the 2021 Australia $1 donation dollar. If you have one with a dark green shade in very fine condition, stick around as we explore its history, design, features, and the big value it holds in today's collector's market. Let's get started. In 2020, Australia made history by introducing the world's first donation dollar, an innovative initiative by the Royal Australian Mint to encourage charitable giving. Released into circulation in 2021, this unique coin carries a powerful message: give to help others. The idea behind the coin was simple. Australians could find these coins in their everyday transactions and use them to donate to charity. By 2021, millions of these coins were released into circulation, each designed to serve as a daily reminder to contribute to those in need. While these coins were meant for donation, many collectors quickly recognized their significance and began adding them to their collections. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this remarkable coin. The reverse side, designed by the Royal Australian Mint, features an intricate and symbolic design. At the center is a bright green ripple pattern, representing the ongoing impact of a single donation. Around the ripples, you'll find the words "donation dollar," along with the phrase "give to help others." The design encourages a cycle of generosity and is a constant reminder of the power of giving. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Jody Clark. This effigy, introduced in 2019, is one of the most detailed portraits of the Queen ever featured on Australian currency. The inscriptions include "Elizabeth II, Australia," and "The year 2021. Some of these coins exhibit a darker green shade due to variations in the minting process or natural aging. While not an official error, this unique shading makes certain pieces more desirable to collectors. In very fine condition, these coins retain their details but may show slight signs of handling or circulation. So, how much is this coin worth today? While the donation dollar was designed for circulation, collectors have assigned special value to well-preserved pieces. In very fine condition, a standard 2021 donation dollar typically sells for $5,000. However, if you have one with a noticeable dark green shade or an uncirculated version, prices can range $7,000, with rare variations fetching even higher amounts. For those who collect Australian decimal coins, this piece is a must-have not only for its unique message, but also for its potential long-term value. As time passes and fewer pristine examples remain in circulation, these coins could become more valuable to numismatists worldwide. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia $1 donation dollar 2021. It's a meaningful and historic coin, and even in very fine condition with a dark green shade, it holds great numismatic value. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more coin content. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!